is when you don't try.
Perfect. So we have our two amazing guests, Abhijit and Sunanda, with us. Abhijit runs an organization called Ruksh. Abhijit, can you just introduce your organization and the work that you're doing?
Yes. So, hi, this is Abhijit. I lead the Brooks Ecosystem Foundation as an executive director. Brooks is primarily a think tank which is building innovation ecosystems in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Uh, what we primarily do is work with entrepreneurs, institutions, uh, organizations in terms of helping them drive innovation internally. And we've been working in this space for almost the past decade, and we formally registered as an organization 2 years back. So
Okay.
it's been an amazing since then.
Perfect, perfect. So that's awesome. And along with Abhijit, we have our other guest today, Sunanda. Sunanda, can you just introduce yourself, how your journey has been, and from being into a corporate world to starting up?
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me, Veer. It's
Yeah,
a pleasure, absolute delight to talk about yourself. It's always is.
yeah.
So, the journey is like I come from a small town in Rajasthan,
Mm-hmm.
and having moved from there in 2008 to Bombay for my MBA at KJ Somaya, moving on then to London for my MS and coming back. Been quite an interesting ride last 10, 12 years
Mm-hmm.
of working with, including names like Lowland Tas and then working with some of the startups. Though the journey has been fairly uh, interesting, fairly learning,
Mm-hmm.
but also has been, truly something that has the good and bad experiences have given a nice mix to the overall result.
Yeah.
So now today that I take care of this organization called Co-Emerge, that's which is into skill training and development.
Mm-hmm.
We are dealing with corporates and educational segment, both of it, uh, both training, coaching, and overall skill enhancement initiatives there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so the journey again, from marketing and strategy background to moving to something like this has been more often an outcome basis the experience rather than, and of course a lot of interest, because being again a small towner, when moving to Bombay, there were a lot of things when you felt like a misfit, you felt like not belonging to the place. It took quite some time to let people's mocking of your pronunciation,
Yeah.
to making fun of your accent, to a lot of things, and I'm sure a lot of people would relate to me here. But eventually, that those things actually help you grow like anything, and
True.
that's the brilliance of moving, working on yourself over a period of time.
Yeah.
So, and hence this whole initiative is an idea where I feel, especially for tier 2 tier 3 cities and small towns,
Yeah.
where despite being academically strong and technically proficient bunch of highly intelligent and sincere hardworking bench of students, aspiring professionals, but they somewhere miss out on this, the interpersonal, the behavioral, the so-called polishness, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
they end up missing on good B schools GDPIs or good interviews. And I think that's what is still something that we really need and we can build upon.
Sure, definitely. And I think being a misfit is something Abhijit can easily correlate to, from starting up an entire ecosystem in Nagpur of startups, right? Abhijit, can you just share that journey of how you actually got into startups? Like I remember you were building a Batmobile in your college, right? How was your journey, from being a Batman fan, building a Batmobile to creating a foundation that's practically helping thousands of students right now?
Uh, well, yeah, you're taking me back all those years.
Yeah.
Uh, पहली बार मिले थे.
Uh-huh.
हमारा दोस्ताना शुरू हुआ था.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think I never imagined being an entrepreneur. Um, I always wanted to become an engineer. I wanted to build things. That's what my passion was. But like for everyone, life has its own plans. हमारे
Yeah.
plan के हिसाब से तो so what so as I think during the second year, I was interning with a robotics company, uh, building robots, teaching about robotics, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but then, yeah, life hit me bad, and कॉलेज में मतलब ईयर डाउन हो गया.
Yeah.
एक साल का झटका.
Mm.
And during that time it's like the world came crashing down for me.
Yeah.
And I realized कि यार लाइफ में क्या करना चाहिए. Thankfully I think the company I was interning with had split and we had a team and all of that, and एग्जाम्स वगैरह क्लियर कर लिया कैसे कैसे, and I had 6 months of nothing.
Yeah.
And then I realized तो करना पड़ता है, मतलब you need to take this failure tag off of you.
Yeah.
And that's where I thought ki let's do something. So I think I had the resources, I had the people, I knew the gimmicks. So I started replicating, started my first company, which was Albedo Informatics, which was into training and education.
Mm-hmm.
So doing exactly what I was doing as a intern before, but then this time as a CEO. So it was fun. College time में काफी पैसा निकाल लिए. In around the same time, I realized here I've been making a lot of prototypes. तो बोला यार अभी कुछ तो बड़ा बनाने का है, something life size.
Yeah.
That's where like any which ways, being a Batman fan, and the Dark Knight had recently come out. So in all of that, क्या बोलते हैं, उस जोश में पोस्ट खो दिया और बना दिया. तो and it turned out to be really really amazing. Like we were the fifth people in the world uh, who built that replica of the backport. I got a chance to speak at the Massachusetts University uh, about open source automobiles and about a project. That was like a feather in the cap. And around the same time, I think I'd moved out of my second company. I had moved out of my first company and I was setting up my second company, and that's where you, me, and Jayesh met.
Yeah.
And यार बॉम्बे दिल्ली में वगैरह there are really good startup ecosystems that are growing. We should have something in Nagpur.
True.
That's when the thought of building a community came into picture. कि
Yeah.
यार हमको तो स्टार्टअप के टाइम पे पता नहीं था क्या करना है. तो I think it was more than a community. It was that close circle जहाँ पे एक दूसरे का दर्द सुनाने के लिए मिल जाता था. What do you call that? I'm missing out the term. Those support groups.
Support group.
So
Yeah.
it was more than a community. It was more of a support group.
Yeah, practically all of us were struggling at that time in this startup days, and we practically had no one in the ecosystem there to help us navigate through the journey. So I think that was true. That's true.
Exactly. So yeah, that was the beginning of it.
Yeah, and I think one of the things is one of the things that actually everyone should actually note is what people consider failure, right? Failing in college and etc. People consider that as a failure, but that really isn't a failure. I mean, that's what people call as a failure. Probably when you got an year gap, probably you did something much more valuable with your life that gave you an exposure that practically made you who you are, right? If that wouldn't have happened, probably you would have taken the same journey, going for college, company interviews and etc. Probably applying for a job, and probably that's
I've been working in a MNC, that wouldn't have happened.
True. Yeah. On that note, Sunanda, can you just on the note of failures, when was the when was the point when you actually realized your journey in the corporate or being a part of some other company is not really pulling off? When did you actually decide that okay, this is the time when I should actually do something of my own?
So it first time that happened in 2012
Okay.
when I thought, not really my cup of tea. Maybe this is not what I'm looking for. So, so of course, initially it was a lot of, how family reacts,
Yeah.
and then how overall ecosystem, your friends, everyone have their own. Everyone is opinion maker. When you want to do something, everyone becomes the Fufaji, and
Yeah.
that's when it's very difficult for people to accept that okay, somebody is doing different. Why different? Why not? I mean, people like, okay, do what everybody is
Yeah.
doing. Why you have to do differently?
Yeah.
So that was the first time when, and things started looking up then too. But that time, maybe of course, I didn't have the app network. Funding and all were not really that, uh, you know, uh,
Yeah.
upscale or
That's true.
available to each and everyone. That was
Yeah.
like only for the rare ones.
Yeah.
So, but never mind. But that was the first time, and I thought, yeah, this is the right time. This is the time when I can actually jump into it. I, in fact, managed to float for around a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, of course, the usual, I wouldn't say usual fate of startups, but a kind of challenge that most of us face as far as funding is concerned that happened.
Yeah.
And not maybe I wasn't tenacious enough that time to have, you know, sailed through without that for a long time. So it's
Sure.
very recent that a very bad episode made me, pushed me to the wall, and I
Yeah.
thought maybe this is it. And when people say that these are not the right times and things are, this is not definitely the right time, look at your cushion, look at your backup.
Yeah.
But I then realized, this is actually maybe the right time because, I mean, how would I decide what is the right time? You know,
Yeah.
so failure is something that everyone has faced in some form or the other.
Yeah.
It's about how you take the corrective action post that, and do you at all take any action?
Yeah.
So I guess, and then the overall. So the serendipity that happened is before I even thought of resurrecting what I had
Mm-hmm.
started then. I, some third, fourth sequence of acquaintance sent me something, would you be keen to look at these workshops? I know you are into this and you do this on and off. So I do take up small projects, but not really on a scale that now I am able to. So that happened and then started, things started falling in place.
Got it.
It's only that's what. So unless you actually put all your, all cards on the deck and boss, now no way out. It's upward
Yeah.
and forward.
Yeah.
And that's the right time. Whenever I thought this is the right time.
That's true. That's true. And obviously, I mean, like, there's never a right time unless and until you feel like you want to do something. Right now is
Right.
the right time practically to
Right.
do anything
And
that
things
you.
started falling for people like even you or Abhijit or so I started getting that support also.
Yeah.
Because that time I feel maybe I didn't have that, and that's the reason I felt always shaken. Am I really doing it right?
Yeah.
But when you have that ecosystem now around you where okay, there is a support, there is at least there are people to say just go on, it's
Yeah.
okay. There
Yeah.
will be hurdles, there would be obstacles, but there's always a way forward.
True. 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 Yeah, that's true. And I think, one of the key thing is what I think if people want to take away something from this episode, I think that one thing is there's always something in someone something special. Even if you can actually toss a bottle pretty well, right? That's something special. People are making tons of videos of tossing a bottle, flipping a bottle on Instagram and making money and becoming influencer on that. So I think even if if even if you have a skill a silly skill, but you know how you don't know how to monetize on that, I think that's where the tricky part comes in. And I think that's what both of you as an organization are trying to practically do, trying to create those soft skills or nurture those or polish those soft skills so that they can actually present those skills to the world in a better way, maybe, right? Like in case of Rooks, Abhijit, you're trying to educate the tier 2 and tier 3 college students about creating awareness about the entrepreneurship and the idea around it. And probably Sunanda, in the corporate world, you're trying to help understand each employee the key skills that they have so that they can practically grow better in their own journey, because not everyone wants to be an entrepreneur, right? But people, a lot of people have just one goal: to excel in their job, right? And probably that is the
But
force.
I guess even for entrepreneurs, Veer, interestingly, now that you have brought it up, and hence I'm intruding here, sorry
Mm-hmm.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting, quite interesting when you said that everybody doesn't want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But because end of the day, even as an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
even in a corporate job, even as a college student, even as a school child,
Mm-hmm.
all of us have to put across our best foot forward whenever we are in a situation. So
Yeah.
even when, as an entrepreneur, when someone who's going out in the market and talking about his products is a tech guy,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah. Yeah.
fresh out of engineering college, but he has an
Yeah.
amazing idea and he's like here too, and he's got funding and etc. But a lot of times there are, I mean, now I have come across in Bombay, I'm looking at a couple of tech startups, and there the founders are looking at executive coaching.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
I'm dealing with where
Yeah.
the but when they're going out to the client, they are like the way they are sitting, the
Yeah.
way they're talking, they're like, hey Sunanda, we don't know, but there's something wrong. We
Yeah.
have realized there's something wrong.
Yeah.
The way we sit, the way we talk, and people would start frowning. Something is
Yeah.
wrong. So I'm helping them with that. And
Got.
the way they would dress in a meeting, the way they would talk in a meeting, the way they would be able to sell their amazing product in the best way.
Yeah.
So because end of the day, we are peoples, we are social animal, we are interacting, and
Yeah.
that's how we are gaining business, we are gaining promotions, we are gaining recognition, we are gaining, the fitting in at least,
Yeah.
all of that put together. And even trying to do something else, but end of the day, you have to interact.
Yeah.
So unless that thing is not in your, I mean, you can do better. And if somebody just needs a nudge, somebody just needs a bit of facilitation.
Yeah.
So if that is in place, that works wonders.
True. True. Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, Abhijit, you must have in the recent time, you've hired a lot of people these days, right? A lot of people, and I'm sure you have a call at 4. So but I'm going to anyways continue the podcast. You have to delay the call now, right? So you have hired a lot of people these days, and and most of them actually come from tier 2 and tier 3 cities. How has your journey been? Dealing with people who have a very little or less understanding of the field you're operating in, probably enabling them to be the front face of your organization. Because I've seen in multiple I've been a part of in the part of a couple of sessions, right, for sales, and I've seen your team is practically leading the entire session. So how was your journey of enabling them from practically having no understanding to practically leading a particular session or with particular lots of students in etc.
So just day before yesterday, I did an entire session on exactly this, like leadership development within the organization and for entrepreneurs. So latching onto your previous point that it's not just everyone wants to become an entrepreneur, but
Exactly.
then we need even someone who wants to work for somebody. It is important to have an entrepreneurial skill because that makes you a go-getter.
Yeah.
And companies, organizations, startups, they want people who are go-getters who can actually not wait for a direction, go ahead, do things, and then come back with a result.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like I think, especially with startups or young organizations, everyone commits mistakes,
Yeah.
and I think there's a lot that I borrow from my previous experiences. That while I was interning with the companies or I was working in like a couple of startups before I started up, I think there I always had a free hand to go ahead and do anything. Like uh, there was no gap between the intern and the CEO with
Yeah.
direct, and it was quite a flat hierarchy. I could work any hour of the day. The
Yeah.
only important delivering what I was supposed to. And even if
Yeah.
I failed, then he would come to my rescue or guide me in terms of uh, how things need to be done. And I think that's exactly what I did with my team also. That
Mhm.
I have two amazing examples in my team right now who started as interns and are now at a full-time position. Uh, One person moved on to become an associate director with us. You obviously know about Viresh, like
Yeah.
he startup. Like,
Yeah.
he joined as an intern with me and eventually came up to become a co-founder, and now he leads all the technology initiatives
Yeah.
at Fruch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I simply did what I received.
Yeah.
I put that forward and let people take their decisions, let people like come up with their own ideas, fly with those ideas, and commit mistakes if they have to. Like
Yeah.
I have set up a financial limit also for mistakes that yeah, itna paisa main aapko
That's true. Yeah.
you have to do that. Like you have, this is your wiggle room.
Yeah.
Uh, commit as much mistakes as you can and grow out of that.
That's true.
I think that's what really has helped me, and I push people to the edge. Uh, Typically, even like for an entrepreneur like us, like we've been doing things. कि यार पहले तो मतलब like you jump off the cliff and then start building the aeroplane.
Yeah.
How we've come up, and that's exactly what I do with my team also. कि नहीं यार कूद लो दरिया में कूद जाओ फिर देखेंगे कि कैसे करना है क्या करना है.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's nice. And I think that's pretty important. Like, building up any team, like, when you're doing that, you have to have that level of comfort. You have to build that culture in the team so that, like, everyone around you is, like, okay to make mistakes, but, like, at least not afraid to try, because that's extremely important, because a lot of people, like, they don't try anything because they're afraid of failure. And I think that's one thing that everyone should remember, like, is that irrespective of failure, like, one should be, like, okay to make mistakes. Like, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा, एक बार दो बार तीन बार फेल हो गया, उससे ज़्यादा तो कुछ होने वाला है नहीं, right? So and that brings me to my next point, which is, like, uh, what is the future that you actually imagine, like, what kind of future in next 4 or 5 or 6 years, the kind of what kind of an impact you want to create as an organization? Sunanda, first, I would want to like understand your view on this. Like, what is the impact, what is the future that you want to create in, like, next 5 or 6 years?
So, professionally speaking, now that I'm supremely passionate about, finally close to,
Yeah.
let's go there.
Yeah.
That would be so wrong to the past employers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess because it stems from personal experiences, it stems from the kind of challenges that I have faced, and not just me. I mean, I no victim card,
Yeah.
but even otherwise people around me. So
True.
me, still I'm having still a lot of resources at my end, and still I have pretty decent, exposure to things. But
Yeah.
still, there are a lot of, I mean, in our so-called that 25%, 30% of the population under 18, 20 years, and there's a huge employability gap everyone talks about.
Yeah.
And now that people have started saying that coding, robotics are the most essential skills all the kids should learn about, and those are going to be the next big thing. It's
Yeah.
like learning Mandarin, all of
That's
that
true.
taken into consideration. I still feel the person to person interaction is not going anywhere,
Yeah.
and that's going to be the most complicated still, because with machine programming and learning and analytics, we still know one, two, three, there is a set form of structure around it. With human interaction, that's the most complex one.
Yeah.
So if I'm able to create a much better space for uh, those students and those professionals who struggle with this day-to-day complexities,
Yeah.
and make life a bit easier for them, and eventually of course for the organizations as well,
Yeah.
because it's interrelated, they're
That's true.
interconnected. So once that I can enable any form of impact, positive impact in these day-to-day complexities, I feel that would see at a sea of change, because these students, these, from Jabalpur and from Jhalawad and,
Yeah.
smallest of towns, smallest of cities, when I would eventually like to, it's still at this moment today on 29th of June, sitting here talking to you, it might sound like little crazy,
Hmm.
but I'm really hoping this crazy idea takes flight, and in 2 years, 3 years time, I can look at a scale where I can actually reach out to the smallest of schools and smallest of colleges, and make those students feel not less empowered than a student in a metro,
Yeah.
and not less capable, not less, because it's all here where these kids, I know what they feel.
That's true.
And
That's true.
it's a lot about emotional wellness,
Yeah.
social wellness, mental wellness when we talk about,
Yeah.
and it's all connected because they feel underconfident, maybe वो मतलब. So if you let me,
Mhm.
I have a small instance which I am super proud of.
Sure.
On
Please.
my first day of college,
Mm-hmm.
of MBA,
Mm-hmm.
I was very proud and happy. I'm sitting in KT Samaya College, first day orientation program, and I've
Mm-hmm.
always been this very enthusiastic teacher's pet, raising
Yeah.
hands on every question, that kind.
Mm-hmm.
So they said the teacher asked something, professor asked something, and I raised my hand and I said, the charisma. I
Mm.
didn't know it's called charisma. And I said, elite,
Mm.
elite and charisma. And the whole class bursted out laughing. So I didn't even realize why they're laughing. And,
Yeah.
and he made fun of me even post that.
Yeah.
I remember those things. But I know not everybody has the capability to bounce back.
Yeah.
Some literally then go in a shell ki ab main class mein bolunga hi nahi yaar.
Yeah.
I made fun of. So if I can take care of those smaller, trivial, so-called trivial and not so big
Yeah.
stuff, I'm sure it's going to make a difference when that confident boy or girl would raise their hands and would give the right answers, increase their confidence,
Yeah.
start participating in B-plan competitions, get pre-placement offers, so on and so forth. You know what I mean?
True.
Those are the small impact I feel if I can do that in next 2 3 years to those small towners, those small city people, and even professionals here in big cities who are looking for promotion but they don't get because they don't know how to talk with the bosses, how to
Yeah.
impress their bosses.
Yeah.
You know, that's I feel. I'm hoping that happens soon.
Yeah, I mean, like, surely it can. I mean, no big is no dream is that big. It just happens. One person at a time. You just keep doing that. Like you know, all over again. Just second, yeah, all over again. And I think it can easily be there. I think, and you're already speaking to a lot of good companies for the same thing. So I think the dream is not that far. It's gonna happen soon. Right.
Thank you.
Abhijit, looking at the things that you're doing, I was going through the presentation you shared with me yesterday, right? Corpus of 300 crores in credits, reaching out to what almost 8,000 students in a lot of institutions. Like the journey by far has been pretty inspirational for everyone around us. But what is the future that you imagine right now? Because you're already associated with PMUI Yojana and other skill training things from government. What is the future that you see with the help of government initiatives that you can actually build in next 2 3 years?
Well, like my plan from day one for Brooks always has been that we have to reach to 50 cities as hubs in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
That yeah, that's something that we want to achieve, uh, and I think that's we're closing into that. The launching like the one part that I shared with you, the Ekatra
Yeah.
product. That's something that we didn't imagine. Like I think there's a lot of things that we didn't imagine and that happened, which is why I think I'm more open to go with the flow rather than restricting myself to anything.
Yeah.
Uh, I think we've been lucky uh, to get government projects very early on in the organization. We've done huge numbers. I think pretty much impossible for a 2-year-old NGO
Exactly.
to achieve that kind of
Exactly.
numbers.
Yep.
Uh, uh, I think it's more about the entire last decade that we poured in into building who we are, and I think that's exactly what's paying off right now.
Yeah.
For Vruksh, we primarily say that we are here to build the future. That's what we are going to do.
Awesome. So while
How
building the
we,
future, you're trying to write a history. That's nice, huh? Perfect,
yeah,
perfect.
yeah, I think that's our core motive, and we're going to help a lot of entrepreneurs uh, in the way to help them, support them, scale them, and in turn actually take entrepreneurship to like as many local economies as we can.
Sure.
That's
Awesome, awesome. So, like a quick 140 keyword tweet kind of a statement that you want every listener to actually like, and if they want to stick on to something coming from Abhijit, what is that 140 character tweet that you will actually tell them or tweet about?
so. I think this is what I add in my slides also.
Mm-hmm.
Not about ideas; it's about making them happen.
That's nice. Yeah, that's true. There are tons of ideas. One thought like, selling dog food will be $1 billion industry, but Pedigree is already doing that. So that's true. It's not in the ideas. Sunanda,
And
what do you think?
extension to add to that is, as groups, we are our sole motive of existence is to help entrepreneurs realize those ideas. So, and that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, sorry.
That's nice. Yeah. Sunanda, coming to you, a quick 140 character statement that you want people to actually, if stick to something that you have said, like, what is that 140 character that you want to?
Are we getting a hamper for this?
At the end of the season, the best tweet will actually get the hamper.
Right. So you should have made us prepare this before. I mean, this could have been my shot to the hamper.
Everything
Okay.
is extempore. That's right.
I know. So I guess I strongly go by this, and I feel uh, be it cribbing, or be it praising, be it counting your blessings, or be it moving ahead. It's always about a choice,
Yeah.
and that choice is always under our control, no matter if nothing else is. But making that choice of how we act and react in the situation is always under our control. And that choice, my friend, has to be made very, very right.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Because, like,
That exceeded 140 actually.
that's fine. I think, and more than that, I think, like, for all the people that who are like actually listening, no matter like, if you think you can or if you think you can't, mostly you're right in both of the cases. So,
Yeah.
like, you just have to, like, stick to what you believe and probably do whatever the hell you can. No one is going to stop you. Right. Probably now is the time and now is the place. Like, you are practically sitting at your home all the time. So you have most of your time, like, let alone the work apart, you have a lot of time to actually do something with yourself. So, like, I think that on that note, I think that brings us to the end of the session, episode 2 of TVV show. Thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you Sunanda, and thank you Abhijit for your time. It was great having you here. Thank you for listening, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Do share this video and podcast with all your friends and budding entrepreneurs who are trying to do things that are considered crazy, or like, do support people who are trying to do something amazing. Also, all the social handles and links for Co-Emerge and Vruksh are in the description below. Do show your support, guys, and keep innovating. Thank you.